Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to today's beautiful, beautiful messages of love from above. And I'm excited, as always, to see what messages come through from Spirit for us today. Before we get into the readings, I do want to send love out to the world. And if you'd like to join me and multiply that love, um, I would definitely welcome that. We are able to multiply such beautiful unconditional love energy. Every once in a while, I talk about how I heard that one person sending out unconditional love to the world actually helps counteract 700,000 individuals experiencing lower vibrational fear energy. And so, if more than one of us do it, not only does it add together, it multiplies. So, we don't have to underestimate the impact our love energy can have on the world. So, that's why I like doing this at the beginning, so that we could just send it out to the world. So, whether you're watching this live or on replay, we can actually meet outside of time and space, so even though we're not all here in the same room and here at the same time, we can still meet outside and multiply that together. So it's amazing, amazing. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to take a big, deep breath and come back to right here, right now, in this beautiful moment. And just allow that unconditional love to flow into our heart, fill us up, and then flow out to the world, surrounding the earth in a giant love bubble, and have it just move throughout the earth, touching the hearts that are ready for a new spark of love without condition, without fear. And if you yourself are in need of unconditional love right now for your heart, for your mind, your body, for a relationship, a situation, for a loved one, whatever it may be, we send love to you right now as well. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much in joining me in doing that and allowing the space for that. I greatly appreciate it. And before we get into the readings, a couple quick announcements. 2 days left for the next drawing. I do anticipate doing a weekly drawing for as long as I'm led to do so. I do them on Mondays, and so there's just a couple days left. You have through Sunday night to get into the drawing. This video tells you how you can get into the drawing. It's going to be for a 45-minute personal recorded reading, which I'll draw on next Monday. So you can check that out. And then this morning at the wee hours, the March 2023 readings came out for each individual zodiac sign. So if you haven't checked those out, you want more messages of love, see how your March is, what Spirit would like you to know. It's all about what's falling away and what's springing forward. So some great readings. Of course, I love all our messages that come through. So, what are you going to do? Also, last Sunday we put out it had the Pisces new moon energy in there. And whoops, it was about, uh, let me see this. That's what I try to do, two things at once. There we go. It was about around your dream. Pisces energy is about the dreamer and living the dream. And so there was a pick a card for that. And then also on Wednesday, we put out a pick a card that was about what Spirit wants you to know about what's hidden in your life. And so there's a couple of different options for you if you're looking for even more messages of love from above. And let me just get my desktop set up here for the readings, and we will get in there and get going. Let's see, do the pop out chat here. I also added because I do offer personal readings, recorded readings, and live readings too. and I added in a $10 15-minute recorded reading because I had some people just inquire, sometimes people don't need a 30-minute reading, which I just charge $20 for that. So I just cut it in half and said, hey, well, there's an option to book that if you are interested. All that information's in the description box of the video down below. All right. So that is good there. That is good there. I think we are almost good to go here. A little better. There we go. If you're new to my channel and if you're new to these readings, real quick on how they work, for the free readings, I do move down first come, first serve in order of the chat. So the chat is the list. All you do is throw in your question, or if you don't want to put your business out there, you can put a general reading. Spirit knows what you're wanting, so we'll pull cards for that. I do have them as mini readings, so I pull 1 to 2 cards for those to try to get through as many free readings as I can. But if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I step out of the free readings. I complete those, and I actually go, of course, more deeply into those. And then once I'm done, I go back in order where I left off in the free readings and continue moving down the list. To make a donation, you can use the super chat down below, which YouTube takes about a third of that for their service fees. If you want to make another way, I do have the pinned comment and the description box of the video has my Venmo, my Cash App, my Square, and my PayPal. So those are all options for you as well. So that is how it works. So let's get into the readings today. I'm excited, excited. Hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend so far. And I know, right? Boom, boom, boom. Great chords. Like, wow. So, absolutely. So we will start off with cherish. I like all the H's on the end there. For the free readings, I am using the Ravenous Drakon Tarot, which is a beautiful deck. And let's take a look here. And you want to know, how did she feel about deleted messages? Whoa. All right, let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know about how they felt about that. All right, I do want these two. Let's see what we have here. So we've got the Three of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. The Three of Pentacles is this energy of being true to one's authentic self. And I feel like this energy here is like this you do you, I'll do me, kind of thing. Like they're just like, whatever, you do what you want. I'm gonna do what I want to, kind of energy. So it's kind of like this um shielding themselves from it's almost like they're kind of closing everything off, right? And going, whatever, I'm not gonna react, you know. I feel like that's kind of what's going on here. Because the Queen of Swords is communication, and the Queen of Swords usually has an Ace of Swords that they use to cut away the small t truths. So I really feel, this has to do with cutting away messages, deleting messages. They're just like, you know what, that's your right, you can do it, but I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and you do what you're going to do. I just feel like it feels a little bit like a defensive mechanism that you know kicks into play. It's like, fine, you're going to reject me, I reject you. It's kind of like that. They turn off the feelings. Don't know if you ever saw, what was it, trying to think of the movie, because I had Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie in it, where they were both secretly assassins. Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, thank you. And when they first get in a fight and realize that they're in opposing forces or whatever, they're talking on their car little answered phones, and they're just very blunt, 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 blunt. And she's like, okay, fine, bye. Because they're uh, in that defensive mode. So that's what I feel, how they felt. They're just kind of like in this defensive, which means fear was ignited, and they are trying to figure everything out. but that's what I feel like kind of the energy is there. They just it's there's always like whenever we feel any type of rejection as humans, we go into fight or flight mode, because we're afraid. What does that mean about me? We all the alarms go off. And that's kind of what I feel the energy around that cherish. So I know. So that is what they have for you. So many, many blessings for you there. All right. And Queen, hello. You are up next. You want to know what do you need to know about your love life in the near future? Anything you might need to look out for? All right, let's take a look here. What to see what spirit has for you here. All right, they give you a bonus card. Let's see what that one is here in a sec. Okay. I like that they gave you a bonus because this one was like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? You have the tower, which is about people being moved out of your life on purpose for a purpose, things changing in your life on purpose for a purpose. But there's a great message with the tower. When things get removed out of our life, it's happening for us, not to us. So if we have an old, condemned shack that we're attached to that has rats and the plumbing doesn't work and the roof leaks and the floor is caving in and um you know it's like, but it's mine, right? But when the lightning strikes and burns it down and we find out it's going to be replaced with a castle, we're like, well, okay, I'm okay with it burning down. It's just when it's burning down and we're not aware of it, that's when we kind of freak out, because we're afraid nothing's going to replace it. But when we have assurances from the insurance person saying, nope, nope, you have your replacement and it's going to be replaced with a castle, then you're okay with that, right? Because you have this emperor energy that's coming in, and this is the four. It's normally the number four, which is a very balancing number, very stable number, very Aries energy, which is about new birth, new things coming in. So things get removed, something new comes in, but it's more in this energy where you feel more empowered rather than feeling like you are at the whim of a evil overlord type of tyrant king that you're under. You're like, actually, I'm the emperor of my kingdom. I get to decide. This person who's pretending to be the emperor is not, they don't have control over my life. I do. And so I like this um, command that you're taking of your love life, of your love for yourself. And so the thing to look out for is that people will be being removed out of your life to make space for something more in alignment with what your higher self is wanting, and also clearing the path for you to move forward. And I like that. And your bonus card was the star card, which is all about hope and wish fulfillment and that type of thing. Which, when you look at, here's even the emperor, the what you're taking command of here with the emperor is, what is your dream? What if you could wish upon a star and have your wish come true for your love life? What is it that you would truly want? Not what you think you want, not what you've been told you're supposed to want, but what is it that your heart would truly, truly, truly want? And now that you have that control coming in, really think about that. Take some time to really not regurgitate all the stuff that you've memorized all your life of, I want them to be stable and I want them to look like this and have this, blah, blah, blah. It's like, really? Do I really want that? Those are my teenage years of my dream, but I'm not a teenager anymore. What do I want? Right. So that's kind of what's coming in there. Destruction, it's more like movement, things change, things are moved out of your life on purpose for a purpose. So it's basically saying that if someone does get moved out of your life, it's purposeful. It's for you, even though maybe you're attached to it, you know. It's like, just realize if they get removed out of your life that it was for you, and that there's something much, much more in alignment for you further down the road. Um, but it also can be obstacles are removed out of the way for you to get to for relationship and stuff too. So mainly it's just be open to trusting that things are being worked in your favor and to go with the flow rather than try to make it be what you thought things were supposed to be, if that makes sense. All right, self-love, you are up next for the next free reading, and you're like angel message and guidance. Let's see what they have here for you. Okay, they do want that one, and they wanted. Okay, well, that one went skipping back into the deck, so I don't think that was the one. They'll make it. There we go. All right, here we go. So you've got the Seven of Cups and the Hierophant. The Seven of Cups does have to do with sometimes it's emotional confusion, trying to figure out what does your heart want. And the Hierophant is a great card to have with this. It is a card of change, a significant card because it's a major arcana. And it's about diving into your truth, understanding what it is you truly want in your life, both of who you want to be, who you want to love, what you want to do with your life, all of that, right? All this emotional confusion comes in when we're in fear, but also when we're have so much opinion that's given to us that we're like, I don't know, if we were just given one option, it's like back in the day, way back in the day, when there was just one type of soda. That was it. You just asked for a soda and you got like Coke. That was it. That it was, and then they came with all these flavors, and then they all these different companies, and then they have the zero and the light and the original and cherry, add cherry to it, and this and that. And now we're like, the soda aisle, at least here in the United States, is you know 2 aisles almost because there's so many different kinds now, and you're just like, just decisions. But this is a wonderful time for you to really reflect and turn into your heart and ask, who is it that I want to be? What is it that I want to express in my life? Because there's this real clarity that's coming right now. Your angels are around you, guiding you. Ask them for assistance too. If you're unsure, then ask them for more information, ask them for more clarity. They definitely will bring it for you, but they won't meddle in your life unless we ask them to, because they honor our free will and our power of choice. Um, it's something that, like down here, we have all these choices to make, like all those sodas, but back home, we just have this beautiful drink of nectar that's so good. We don't need anything else. We don't need any other choices. Down here, we wanted to experience what it feels like to have different choices and to make those choices and have those choices still not be fulfilling in the human world, because what we're thirsty for is that nectar, right? But that's what they have for you right now, self-love. So enjoy the inner journey and discovery. It's a beautiful, beautiful adventure. You're very welcome, queen. All right. So on Yorada Singh, you are up next. You want to know, is Deepak going to contact you for marriage? And if yes, when? All right. Let's take a look here. So the first question is yes or no. Okay. Well, you have the 10 of cups for will they contact you with marriage. 10 of cups is emotional fulfillment overflowing. So for me, this would be the when. So we got the magician card here. And the magician card has to do with stepping into your power and understanding that wherever you focus your energy is what grows and expands. So there's this energy here about the timing all depends on how much you work on your inner power of where you're focusing your energy. Because whenever there's a delay or we're waiting on a timing thing, it's a range and it all depends on how much we are investing toward this thing that we're wanting, whether it's a relationship, a job, abundance, whatever it may be. We're the ones that control how fast it comes to us by our vibration. Everything is vibration. Marriage is a vibration, love and relationship, job, abundance. Um, what else? Things, our body, whatever it is, we're vibrating always energy, but it's what we vibrate that either attracts or repels. So if we're focusing on what we feel we're missing in our life, then missingness expands, and it takes longer, or we miss more things. Or if we focus on what we're fearing will come in or leave our lives, we give power to things leaving our lives or coming into our lives. Same with things that are in our life that we don't want. If I focus on that, I draw more of it and I expand it. But if I focus instead, which is where the energy starts to move faster, as we raise our love vibration, all that stuff like lowers our love vibration, which we attract different stuff, because like attracts like. We attract that and we repel the love we're looking for, right? But as we raise our love vibration by focusing on gratitude for what's in our life, focusing on what we do want to come into our life, focus on unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter and bliss, all those things rooted in that unconditional love, then our love vibration, and we attract this and repel that. Whereas here we attract that and repel that. So the timing has to do with where you're investing your energy. Are you focusing on what you're missing? Or are you focus on gratitude for what you do have and for what you do want? And that's what they have for you. So I like that. Missing. So many blessings to you. Much love. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list. Many blessings to you. Thank you so much. All right. May you have Ravleen Kaur Kohli's career guidance. Absolutely. Let's take a look here and see what guidance do they have here. Wow. Well, a career in love. No, I'm just kidding. This is great. This is a powerful Ace of Cups is new, fresh, positive, beautiful emotion that comes in. So I really like that here. Lovers card, in addition to being about relationship and things like that, also has to do with the power of choice. There's usually two. It's like the Two of Cups. You have the Ace of Cups, and the Two of Cups follows up. You got the Lovers card, which is even more like this indication of even stronger choices that are made. And it basically says every moment is a choice between unconditional love or the fears of losing conditional love. Like I was just talking about with, um, you know, the focus of like attracts like. But every moment we have an emotional choice, and so whatever comes in to our lives, we have this. We have the choice of what emotion we want to feel as we go through it. We're the ones that choose the story, the emotions, and the energy. And so the career guidance is one with the Lover's card and the Ace of Cups, too, is follow their heart, not the mind of the supposed to, the should, the need to. Really go, what would make their heart sing? What would make them when they wake up in the morning go, I'm so excited. I can't wait to go to work. I love it. And I am so happy I get paid for doing something I love rather than, oh God, I got to go to work today. I feel like this is the guidance here is they get to choose of their heart, of fear, of, not living up to what everyone is thinking they're supposed to do, or following their heart, and how do they want to share this love in their heart. And career, choose the career that allows them to feel that way. If it takes a little less pay for a while, it's happiness is priceless, right? Joy is priceless. Otherwise, we use all the extra money we make on our health because we're have anxiety and fear and not joy, and it impacts our body. So it's like, what are we going to do? Enjoy life and have lower pay, or make more and be sick and spend all our time in the doctor's office, right? So I feel like that is the message that they have regarding that, May. So many blessings to you. All right. So thank you so much, April, for your donation. SK, you'll be the next free reading, so I'll come back to there. Yeah, thank you, Aprilia. So, and did you already ask your question? Let me just scroll up here. If you haven't, just jot it down there while I scroll here and see. Okay, I don't think I see it here. Okay, so pop your question in there, and we will definitely take care of that for you. And while we're waiting for that, just to make the most of time, I will complete SK's free reading since they're little abbreviated ones and see what Pranvi thought about you today in college. Let's take a look here. All right. Excuse me. So there is this. Let me switch this back so I can see. There we go. So we've got the 10 of swords here, lot of mind things, the swords are thoughts, beliefs, mindsets. 10 ton of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets around. So when you're what did they think? They had a ton of thoughts. The Eight of Pentacles does show this movement in the outside world. So I feel like they did um, you know it definitely intrigued them is the word that I'm feeling, like they will want to, um, have more conversation, have more interaction, but it's really they're caught up into their mind so much, so, um, I'm not sure if they're, like an engineer or an air sign where they're just in their head, in their head, in their head, but it definitely they were intrigued and I feel like the conversation really motivate them to, have more interaction. So I feel like in the very near future, that they're going to, try to connect with you more as well. So I just feel so they're just so caught up in their brain. They're just like you gave them stuff to think about or emotions triggered thoughts, but they're really in their head a lot. So I feel like it'll take time for any emotion to spark to be done because they're such a thinker. But that's what they have for you, SK. So I know, right? You're like, oh, well, it is what it is. And if you're an air sign, you're like, yeah, I loved the conversation. So then you related, right? So I like it. So that's what they have for you, SK, right now. So many blessings for you. All right, Aprilia, thank you so much again for your donation. And so um, you'd like a love and romance reading from now to the end of May. All right. Okay. The love bug has bitten. All right. Let's see what Spirit would like you to know here. Between now and the end of May. Okay. And that one. And the one from the bottom is what is unknown. We'll put that to the side for now. And let's see what we have here. So you do have this your higher self is definitely um get trying to get your attention because you have the judgment card here, which is your higher self drawing you into this higher relationship and connection with your higher self. And the Queen of Cups is very much like the High Priestess too, because she rolls over water and all the queens are given a second portion of water. So she dives deep into emotions and she also, connects to her intuition and her and to spirit, right? So both of these together is this indication to connect to your higher self and spirit during this time. So they're like trust your gut, trust your intuition, and then also work on your inner love and connection to your higher self during this time. And let's see what else we have here. Oh, yeah. So we have the Seven of Pentacles, which the Seven of Pentacles is this like slow movement. What's the last thing that grows on the fruit tree? The fruit. So it is this like things will take time, but the Chariot card is about movement too. So I like this that they're saying like things will unfold, things unfold in order, but things will happen fast too. Things will have a movement. Things will move forward, and it's victorious. And but there's this power of choice that comes in here too through it all, which I feel like they're like the slow process is also teaching you about how you have the power to choose what story you apply to everything, what emotion you want to feel as you go through it, and where you invest your energy. Every moment is this choice of the fears of losing conditional love or that of unconditional love. The stories, the emotions, the energy we focus on. And I feel like there's, the timing of it is what, you know, is the reason why it's going slower is for that you can experience that. And it's like a laboratory. You get to experiment with it and go, "Oh, okay, so when they didn't respond as fast as I wanted them to, what was that about? What story am I putting to that? What emotion am I choosing to feel with that? And what am I going to focus on expanding this energy or this energy?" And it's like, "Okay." And then you change where you're focusing your energy, and then they respond and you're like, "Whoa." So I really feel like it's like that kind of experience that your higher self and your spiritual posse are like really showing you during this time between now and the end of May, how much power you have of your perception of the world and what you draw in or repel out of your life. So I really like that. Yeah. Because then you also have the strength card, which again is your human self connecting to your higher self, and the Queen of Swords, cutting away thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. The Queen of Swords usually has the Ace of Swords, which allows you to have this viewpoint from your higher self, which is rooted in unconditional love, and cutting away expectations, cutting away those small T truths that are rooted in those fears of losing conditional love. So, again, this understanding of the stories that you used to apply to certain things, and you're just really recognizing that, oh, it's me that is putting this story around it instead of this story. And when I choose to do this story of unconditional love, that it's not personal, look how much more peace I have, and how things unfold so much differently than they did in the past. I just feel like there's this, it's again like you're in class, you learn book stuff like in science, you'd learn stuff, but then you go into to the lab and blow things up or do whatever. And that's like, this is a lab where you're learning stuff, but you're really putting it into practice too. And then what's hidden, yeah, well, the Hermit card. So what's really hidden unknown is that it's this journey, it's definitely this journey of you being called inward and upward, allowing spirit to guide you on this path. So I feel like what you didn't realize is like, this is an invitation of your spiritual team and your higher self, to really, the love bug was sent. It's like your higher self dressed up as Cupid and shot you with an arrow so that you could experience these things. But I feel it's very positive. I feel like you just really learn a lot about your power to choose things differently, and that you are making different choices than you did before, so that you're not, doing what you always did and getting what you always got. You're making new choices and you're like, "What is this? This feels great. Wow." So I really like that for you. And that's what they have for you, Aprilia. Again, thank you so much for your donation. Greatly appreciate it. And like I said, that victory card with the chariot, I feel like you feel so empowered by the end of May. And things feel like, they progress in a beautiful way, because it's not like anything that you've had before, because you're not making the choices you did before, and you're not who you were before. Excuse me. So that is what they have. Many, many blessings to you. All right. All right. Thank you so much for answering their questions, Jaded Kate. I appreciate you. All right. So we are back into our free readings, and VD, you'll be up next here. Just need to clear my throat. Excuse me. A little frog. I was just touched so much. All right. Vidi, hello. So when is someone coming in for you for love? Let's take a look here. What does spirit want you to know? Wow. So very much a power coming in here. You got the Knight of Wands, which the Knight quests after the Ace of Wands. And the Magician holds a magic wand, which both of that energy is about stepping into our power and realizing how much the wands, um, since I started doing these live readings, I didn't have any idea about, I was like, divine timing, yeah, but they have brought such clarity around it because they have shown us that there's a range. Whenever we're wanting something and it's destined for our path, there's like a minimum and a maximum time frame. If there's something fated that we are to experience, there's a date that is definitely going to happen at the latest. And then if we do inner work and we focus our energy and we apply and develop our self-love and really do our shadow work and clear clutter and clear the pipeline of stuff, things can move sooner and we can have it actually sooner. Same with our death even. We have a for sure they call it a drop dead date where we're like, that's it. Psh, there's this is where we're leaving one way or another. Um, um, like I think that's like the minimum. This is like, well, I mean, there's a the soonest date something could happen, like our death, if we don't take care of ourselves and we don't do different things, there will be this date, but we can extend it by our health and our self love and our energy. But then there's an absolute end time too. It's like, nope, for everyone else that needs to deal with our passing, it needs to happen by this date. So there's always a range that happens with everything. Excuse me. And we have the Magician card in the Knight of Wands here showing that you are searching for your power here. The Knight of Wands is the fastest moving knight out of them all. So it's basically saying the faster you realize that whatever you focus on is what expands and what will bring things closer to you or further from you by are you focusing on what is missing in your life, like if we're like which a lot of us experience this in our life, so definitely no judgment, but if we're like, I wish I had love in my life. I just don't have love. I don't have love. I don't have love. It echoes, I don't have love. They're like, oh, they don't want to have love. We attract that not having love in our life. So it pushes out the date because, our energy is basically telling the universe, I want to experience what it feels like not to have love in my life and to feel like I'm missing it. They're like, okay, we'll make that happen. No, wait. Because what I really want is I want to focus on gratitude for the love I do have in my life and the love that will come into my life. And so we're not focusing on the missingness of it, which is a different energy than focusing on the gratitude for it. So, um, with this energy coming in here, it's like, and here's even the clock tick, 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 tick. We determine how fast that clock goes by, how we obtaining this energy, obtaining the power, understanding how much power that we have. I almost feel like this is UVD with a stick going, "Come on, hurry up, bam, bam, bam." But it's you that holds the power, not anyone else. So the more you work on your self love, the more you work on your power, and where you're investing your energy, the faster it comes for you. And they're not giving me any like the ranges of time frames. Sometimes they give that. So when they don't, it means like it's they don't want you to get distracted by time frames. They want you to focus in on the power. And then once you really start working on the power and going, okay, expand my self love, I'm taking ownership of my energy, what I'm doing with it, then sometimes they'll give you times. And then sometimes you're like, I don't care about time anymore because you're focusing on the other. So I like it for you, VD, and that's what they have for you now. I know, I know. Sometimes they don't tell us what we want, but what is best for us in the moment. And this is such a case. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Well, yeah. So that's one of the big things, right? We want to feel love, but what love do we really want to feel? The love that we are told we're supposed to feel from the outside, or the love that we're really wanting, which we find inward and upward, right? The self love is what allows us, is what we're hungering for, which we find connecting to the spirit world because it's eternal, unconditional love. That's stable. That's what we want. When we look for love on the outside, the love we find, it's like the example that spirit uses, which really you know, clarifies it for me, is like we're hungering for like a 10-course meal with first and second dessert, right? Something that makes our heart feel full and whole. It's love food, a love 10-course meal. And all the outside world is able to offer us is third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh dessert, not the 10-course meal, because the 10-course meal is only available in our own heart. And so we continually are disappointed and we might eat of a lot of dessert, but we're like, I'm starving. I just feel so, my heart needs nutrition. That stuff is nice, but it's not, after a while, it just, you eat so many sweets, you want like a salad and you want a really good meal with protein and, sustenance to it. Well, we find that on the inside. And then we start looking at the love we find in the outside differently because now I'm full. I even had first and second dessert, and then third and fourth dessert, they come to offer it to us. And we can always make room for dessert. And so we're like, sure, I'll take that. And so it's not a desperation of I need that for my sustenance. It's like you're just above and beyond extra. I have found what I need inside of me. And if they go, no, I'm not going to give you that third and fourth dessert, we're like, okay, that's fine. I was stuffed anyway. It's not a, "Oh, no, don't leave me. Don't leave me." You're just like, bye. It impacts us completely differently. So, that's the journey, and that's why if we don't have love coming on the outside, it's a big indication our higher self is trying to draw us inward to find what we're looking for, and it transforms everything else. So that's what they have. I think that was for more than just for you and me. So thank you for asking the question and your follow-up comment. All right. So, Divine Light, you will be the next free reading coming up. And let's take a look here. So, Divine Light. Here we go. Good morning to you. And what messages do the angels have for you in general? All right. Actually, okay, they give you two sets. So, let's take a look here. These two will be together. Okay. Well, this is definitely one message because you have the Ace of Wands, the Empress. New beginnings, new passion, new birth, new um, harvest. So, this new passion definitely coming into your life here. So there's a new beginning, something sparking here in your life, and let's see what that is with these here. Oh my gosh, yeah. So endings and new beginnings definitely here. The 10 of Wands is like uh, almost like a burden, like all the energy that you've been investing in something. It's just like, okay, I'm done. I've given, and I'm just exhausted. I'm not getting back. Um, it's not worth it for me anymore to invest all of this. So the 10 is an ending. And then you have the Ace of Swords, another new beginning. So definitely with all these three cards, you have this new thing coming in here. I mean, because you got the 10 of Wands and the Ace of Wands too. So you're investing your energy in a different area of your life. You're like bringing in all this energy you've been investing in all these black holes that it just the light's been disappearing. You're like, what am I getting back? And so you're really focusing. But the Ace of Swords does tell you that you'll be getting new communication coming in here very, very soon with all this fire that's happening. And it just like is a new way of looking at life, a new way of looking at how you want to invest your energy, where you want to invest your energy. So significant and ends in a new beginning, but it's for you and it's beautiful, especially with that Empress card. It's just Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. It's like you're choosing yourself for once in your life, divine light. And it's okay. It's meant to be that way, always giving all your energy away, you're exhausted. And this is about you filling up and everyone else gets overflow for a change. And it's a beautiful change. And I like that for you. So whatever the spark that's coming up here, the angels are letting you know this is, yes, it might feel selfish, it might feel wrong because of what you've been taught for so long about sacrificing yourself, but they're like, "No, this is for you. The greatest gift that you can give the world, divine light, is a happy, full, overflowing, healthy, abundant you," which starts with giving you all that love and that energy, and everyone else gets above and beyond whatever overflows outside of this chalice that you are. You're not like pouring yourself out and feeling empty. You get to fill up. So I like it. That's what they have for you, divine light. So many, many blessings for you. All right. So up next, we got Juliana Alikia. Hello. So should you continue your career as an artist? All right. Let's see what spirit has for you here. Yeah. I'd feel like with this Ace of Cups, as soon as I saw this, I mean, just how artistic and flowing and sharing your heart, and this is how you express your the love within your heart with the world, right? The Four of Wands is joy and celebration, and um it's stabilized energy. So things will stabilize out, things will feel more solid for you here in the future, because you also had the Two of Pentacles come in, which is things balance out in the outside world. So whatever is triggering you to question whether you should continue your career as an artist, just know that things balance out and you do have joy and celebration. I almost feel like that Four of Wands too is like gatherings, and I feel like either you're going to be invited to show some of your artistic work at a gathering, or that you should pursue that and see if you can join together with a few people to put on a show, um, showing people your art and expressing that, and whatever theme that it is. It's about helping people understand themselves and their pain and how they can transform it, and whatever those are. If you feel like your artistry has just kind of become meh, um, connect back to your heart and to your why, and think about how you can uniquely express that love in your heart with the world through your art. And I think you'll get spark some new creative ideas that'll come in as well. So that's what they have for you, Juliana. I'm excited. If you have a website, share it with us, please. So I like it. All right. So many blessings to you. Uh, Naya, maybe? I probably murdered that. My apologies. You want to know, should you wait for your ex? Um, tell you clearly, are you waiting for him for a very long time? Oh, no. So should you wait for him anymore? Okay. Let's take a look here. What do they have here? All right. So you do have the King of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like they're such opposites here. I'm like, no, you also got the Star card over here as like a third, like it's like this is one card and this is one card, because this is like showing you, they're fire, 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 passion, 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 and you are Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and it's fun, but it doesn't really get you what your true. This is like known as like a wish fulfillment card. Wishing upon a star. Um, it felt comfortable. It was exciting, fiery, passionate. You might have felt secure during it, but it's like, what do you truly want? I feel like they're like, no, um, connect to your higher self, connect to your heart. What is it that you truly want in love, right? And try to step out of the devil you do know, because that's some of what keeps us in a box is like, I feel safe. At least I know what I have with them and I really liked it. But when we really get honest with ourselves, we can also look at the other side of the list and go, yeah, I see how that maybe wasn't the healthiest for me and not really what my higher heart truly wants. It's more of what my mind was told that it's supposed to want and should want. So I'm feeling like they're like, you know, um, move forward, really look into what your heart truly wants. Because I don't feel like it was definitely destined for what it was. They were a mirror showing you what you wanted to see about yourself. And you've done a lot of self reflection with it, but there's more to be looked at there and go, okay, yeah, I'm done with that experience. My heart wants something higher and more. So I feel like that is what the message with those cards is for Enea. So that is what they have. So many, many blessings there for you. And hang in there. I know when we have attachment to an old flame, it's hard to, like douse it out, but you can just put it in a little special room where you keep the little burning flames in your heart and then close the door. They don't have to sit at the main table. It's just like, okay, I'm taking away the reserve sign. I'm going to allow someone else to sit at the table in the future. So that is what they have, and many, many blessings to you. All right, Alex, you are up next. You'd like a general reading? Let's take a look here. So you're really being called here into a really close relationship with your higher self. The judgment card here is the your higher self calling you, drawing you to them, and the two of cups here represents your higher self and your human self joining hands. There's this I think it's the Light Seers deck because I really love it because they actually show like two human hands holding hands and walking together, and the two of cups can represent that, especially in combination with the judgment card. It's this walking in with just such communication and a bond with your higher self that you just have this love. You can even hold your own hand and imagine it's your higher self holding hands with you, loving you so much, giving you the love that you've been looking for, and it draws you into this special best friend relationship, and you realize, oh my god, I'm the one I've been looking for all along. And it's like, yes. And then you get to go on journeys together and experience things in the outside world in a completely different way than when you felt alone, like the outside world was supposed to be all that for you. But it transforms your whole journey when you have that connection. And so your higher self right now is drawing into conversations, journal, ask them questions and allow them to respond. Ask them questions, allow them to respond from the outside world too. They will, and they'll show you that you are a piece of them, and you're so much more than just your human, but they don't try to destroy you. They complete you by giving you the love you've been looking for all along. And again, like I said, then they don't go, okay, bye, enjoy. They're like, then you walk hand in hand through life, like that. So I like it for you, Alex, and that's what they have for you right now. So many, many blessings to you. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here. And we have Patty. You are up next. And just take a quick sip of my coffee. All right. And you want to know, is this the right time for a new home and vehicle? All right. So, new home. And then what about new vehicle? All right. New home is weight. Seven of Pentacles is, last thing that grows on a fruit tree is the fruit. So there is a delay indicated with this. So new home, they're like, wait a little bit more on that. Feel like something will change with the housing market or your situation where it'll be beneficial for you to pause for now. Vehicle though, 10 of Pentacles, zoom, zoom, go for it. Abundance, overflowing, very positive card here. So, home, weight, car, yes, and very, very clear. So I like those. They're all about the outside world, two Pentacles. So very fitting and I like that. So, which is great. Doesn't mean that you can if you in a home, start preparing it for sale, start sorting things, because I feel like it will be, but they're said for now, wait, because there will be fruit later, but they're like for now, psh, psh, um, but vehicle, yes. So there we go. And that's what they have, Patty. So many blessings to you. Happy car hunting. I know, always a fun adventure. All right. So Mystic Falls, hello. You are up. So, what can you do to heal yourself? All right, let's take a look here. What advice does Spirit have for you? All right. Right. We had two cards here. You have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is about leaving behind the emotions that no longer serve you. So, part of healing, which can be, impacting our body, our emotions, our mind, whatever it may be. And of course, when we talk about healing, I do have to say here in the United States that tarot should not replace, professional, licensed practitioners for whatever the healing is that we're talking about. Should be for entertainment purposes, and also you get to ultimately decide for yourself what you do with around anything. So that said, Eight of Cups can talk about repressed and suppressed emotions that distress our bodies and bring dis-ease, to us. So they are looking in here about looking into suppressed and repressed emotions that were pushed down that, you know, serve their purpose at the time to give you the experiences that you were wanting. But there's some stuff that can be cleared now so that you can move forward, to the Nine of Cups. They are flying away here to the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment and finding emotional fullness within oneself. And so this is going that way. And then you also have the combo of these two cards, which we have the Tower, which is, trusting that whatever is removed out of our life happens on purpose for a purpose, and whatever's brought into our life does happen on purpose for a purpose. And so, whatever is bubbling up that needs healing, it is an indicator for us. It's a wake up call, a flag trying to get our attention. And it's about you stepping back into your power. I mean, there's the dragon that's flying away here with the same little heart on his tail, but this is about really understanding the energy. Like everything is energy. Our cells of our body, our emotions are energy. um, Everything is energy, and at our core we're vibrating a certain type uh, of energy, a certain level of it, and like attracts like. So whatever we're vibrating, we invite in. And so we have a lot of subconscious stuff that's vibrating underneath the surface, which so it's a lot of uh, everything that happens in our lives, both physical body, mental, emotional, wherever, is because of emotional vibration that's happening. What do they say, 90% of things, or 80, 90%, something extreme, is subconscious. We're only conscious like 10 to 20% of what's really going on, but we have all this stuff that's subconsciously and unconsciously going on, that when we are able to access that and we can bring that up and go, "Oh, so you are the one that's making all this noise." It's like opening a website that plays, loud hard rock music, and then you minimize it because you were listening to it, and then after a while you're like, "Where's that noise coming from? I can't make it stop." It's because we forgot and it's been pushed down under there. It's been minimized. We can bring that back screen up and then X out of it and close out of it or change stations or whatever because we want something different. So that's what they're mentioning right now for you. So hopefully that gives you some guidance and some ideas on how you can go around your transformation of whatever is going on. So I smacked my microphone. Sorry about that. So that's what they have for you, Mystic Falls. Many, many blessings to you. All right. And we'll continue moving down the list. And for anyone new coming in, actually, I'm at the top of the first hour, so it's a good time to do this anyway. Real Hadisa, you'll be the next free reading here in just a sec. But usually around the top of the first hour is when I like to give a public service announcement that I'll be on here for 2 hours. So I'll be on for about another hour. And how it works, I do go in order, first come, first serve, down the free readings. There is no special list. The chat is the list. So all you have to do is pop your question in there, and I'll eventually, hopefully, get down to it. I don't always get down to all the free ones because the list generally gets long very fast, but I do my best. And if you don't want to put your business out there, you can ask for a general reading as well. Spirit knows what you want. But if anyone makes a donation, I do step out of the free readings to honor the energy exchange. I'll complete that. I'll go deeper into those than I do on the free readings. And then I'll return back and go back down in order for the free readings. So that's how that works. I will talk more about other options and as I get down to the end of the second hour if I haven't completed other free readings as well. So that's been the public service announcement. Now back to the regular scheduled program. All right. So the real Hadiza, you'd like a future husband reading. So let's see, what does Spirit want you to know about your future husband? Right. Wow. So you have the Nine of Cups, which is it's one of the wish fulfillment cards, emotional wish fulfillment. It's like, wow, you are going to have this future husband, this future that feels like a wish come true. But a lot of it has to do with your journey here too, of finding the love within yourself, because the nine is the hermit in the major arcana, which is about an inner journey being led by your higher self and your spiritual posse and the creator and spirit to help you find this love that you've been looking for on the inside. And then you fill up and it overflows out. And that's why you feel like this wish fulfillment, because you're finding so much fulfillment from within that it fills up all the other cups that are all scattered outside of us, right? So I do like that for you because you also have the world card, which is the ending of old cycles and the beginning of something new. And so in your journey for, you know, meeting your, spouse, this is all about a new adventure, something that's more free than what you previously the cycle that you had been going through in your life, because what comes after the world card is the Fool, because the world card is the last card in the major arcana. Then it starts over at the zero, which is the Fool, which they have zero expectations. They have zero pressure of the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos. It's like an adventure. It's allowing it to come when it comes, allowing it to be what it'll be, how it unfolds, who it is with. It's just the what that you focus on, and you release the rest of the adventure to the universe because you trust the creator and source. You trust that things are going to unfold beautifully and perfectly. And especially with you focusing on, while you're waiting for all that, your self-love, you don't feel like you're like waiting around because you're on this beautiful journey into your own heart. So I like that for you, Hadisa. So that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here. And we got spiritual gifts diva. You want to know spirit guidance on how you can handle the situation with Rishikesh. I probably mispronounced that. My apologies. But spirit knows who they are, regardless of how I pronounce it, which is good. Good thing. Okay. So the situation with Rakesh, I'm sorry, Rishikesh, he had the Five of Swords, which is about conflicting thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, and the Four of Wands, which is about stable energy. And so they are saying that this is possible. This is also about celebration and marriage and commitment. So maybe there is the conflict is about commitment. Regardless, this does calm down where it feels more joyful, more of a celebration, more balanced. Fours, two on each side, or like a table with four huge legs on it. A very stable. So things stabilize out here, which the Five of Swords also starts off feeling like conflict. Eventually, things get worked out. But the biggest thing is the Five of Swords brings conflict because we have differing thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about our expectations. This is how things are supposed to be. No, 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 no. This is how things are supposed to be. No, this is how things are supposed to be. We have all our own small t truths, our own little opinions around who someone should be, how a situation should be, how we should be, the world should be, all that. There's a lot of opinion. We're very opinionated beings of these human characters that we play. And we get into this conflict when I try to prove that my small t truths, rooted in the fears of losing conditional love, my opinions are more truer than yours. And none of us like to be have this done to us. Like, no, you are wrong. I am right. Because all that does is it makes the fur stand up in the back of your neck like a cat, right? Like we're about to have a cat fight and we go after each other because we fear, what if my opinion is not correct? What does that mean about me? Fear, fear, fear. And that's what causes this conflict. So, how, spiritual guidance and how we can handle the situation. The Five of Swords has two swords on one side, which is your opinion, two swords on the other side, which is their opinion, and the Ace of Swords in the middle, which is the capital T truth of the higher realm, that which is rooted in unconditional love. And so the answer to every question is unconditional love in our lives. Connect to our higher knowledge, and I pursue that unconditional love and the knowledge of above, and I let my opinion go, right? And then I don't care about other people's opinions because I don't need to defend mine. Capital T truth does not need to be defended. It just is. But my opinion needs to be defended because I fear that if my opinion is wrong, I fear what other people's opinion are going to be of me, right? So it's releasing the need to be right, the releasing of our own opinion around a situation and go, what do you think? And then they're like, we love what is. And you're like, oh, I kind of like that too. It's very peaceful. And I don't need to control anything. They're like, isn't it great? And you're like, yeah, it is. So that's where the freedom can come in with that spiritual gifts diva. I have a couple of divas in here sometimes. So I do like that for you. And that's what they have right now. So many, many blessings to you. All right. We'll continue moving down the free list here. And we're to Brenda. Hello, Brenda. And you want to know, how is Vicky planning to harm you? And why is he not agreeing to do financial distribution equally? All right. So let's take a look here and see, what does Spirit want you to know around this situation here? And this one. All right. So really both of these, the answer to your question comes within the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Swords. So the Knight of Swords, of course, is a quest. They all quest, and this knight quest after this Ace of Swords. Swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes, our expectations, right? And so we talk a lot about how we have all of these small T truths which are rooted in fear, fears of losing conditional love, fears of being harmed, right? Fears of unfair distribution. We have all these fears, all these stories about what things mean, and they're rooted in fear of rejection, fear of not being worthy, right? And so we are taught all those growing up, and those are all in our head bouncing around. But the Knight of Swords quest after the Ace of Swords, which connects to the capital T truths of the high realm rooted in unconditional love, rooted in the power of who we really are. We're so much more than these human characters that we're playing here, right? This is just a facade. This is just an avatar in a game. But the true me, the true self, the actor behind this character is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. It cannot be harmed. It has no need of anything. It's full in itself. So what is happening here, um, and they're stepping out of the character Vicky and their motives and their fears and whatever they're doing, because that's about them. Their actions are not about you. Their actions are about them reacting to fear, right? Your actions are about you either reacting to fear or um, responding with unconditional love. So, number one, Vicky cannot harm you. That's your job. You're the only one that can harm yourself by your choice of your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, your choice of what emotion you want to feel as you're going through a situation, and what energy you want to invest. Because, as we talk about, every moment is either of the fear of losing conditional love or that of unconditional love. So you are going to choose a story of either fear or unconditional love. Neither's right, neither's wrong. They just bring you different experiences, right? When I choose um, that I'm going to be harmed and that I'm being treated unfairly, I get to feel small and restricted and out of control. And all these emotions related to fear, like anger and sadness and resentment, betrayal and revenge, and all those delicious fear emotions. Or I choose unconditional love, which feels expansive and whole and complete and joyful and full of laughter and peace and bliss. So they're different. And they're neither is right nor wrong. The other side is like, we came down here to experience all of this. So if you want to feel harmed, you get to feel harmed. If you want to feel unfairly treated, you get to feel what it feels like to maybe be unfairly treated. But the truth is, the higher realm, is in control of everything, and everything is unfolding on purpose for you to allow you to realize these things. Because when we feel harmed enough, when we feel unfairly treated enough, eventually we get bored and we get sick and tired of feeling sick and tired and feeling those emotions, and then we turn inward and upward and go, relief. I have another choice. Yeah, we don't have to choose that. There's another choice, but there's nothing wrong with choosing that. Um, that's what spirit wants you to know right now is who knows how Vicky's planning to try to harm you. Whether they succeed or not is up to you, right? And whether you choose to be harmed or not. And also, if they're not going to do things equally, you get to choose what that means. Um, if they give you less, you're like, how amazing of them to really realize that I don't need as much as all those others because I know who I am and I know I'm limitless. Go ahead and let them have more because they need it. I don't, and I know your human mind's going, no, I need everything. I need to feel safe. I need to feel secure. Eh, is that really secure? Is anything in the outside world really stable? Yeah. But that's what they have for you, Brenda. And I know sometimes they don't give us the answers that our human mind is seeking, but what our human uh, really needs to hear. And that's what they have for you. So many blessings, Brenda. Enjoy your adventure and step into your and discovering your power, because I really feel that's what you're in the midst of. All right. Abisek, you are up next. You want to know, what does the creator want to tell you that you don't know about? Oh, all right. Let's take a look here. I mean, you are all knowing inside of yourself. So uh, generally, they just remind us what we are like, oh, that's right. I do know that. Thanks for reminding me. So it's more of a reminder. So, what they're bringing here, you have the Eight of Swords. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes. And these are the thoughts and beliefs, these small T truths that are rooted in the fears of losing conditional love that make you feel blinded and bound and trapped, keeping you from doing and going places and doing things in your life that you're wanting. And the Eight of Swords is great because it is coming to your attention. You are becoming aware of it and seeing it, which is great because then you take off the blind and you realize, oh, I can just walk right out of here. I'm not as trapped as I think I am. The Hierophant is kind of like similar to the message with it's the number five in the major arcana, which is the number of significant change, but it's about being drawn deep into discovering what is your truth? Who do you want to be? Who are you really? What do you really want? So it's this wonderful inner reflection, which, I feel like that Eight of Swords and the Hierophant really work very well together because it is this um, inner discovery and this inner search and inner questioning that's making the awareness of these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that you were given, you're questioning them. Do I really believe that about myself, about the world, about them, or whatever? And you're clearing these things away that just allows your path to be more decluttered and it really opens things up more for you. So I feel like what they're wanting you to know right now is that there are some thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have been restricting you and blinding you that you might, our human ego likes to blame everyone on the outside world. They're restricting me. And they're like, can anyone really restrict us? Well, not really. I'm the only one that can truly restrict myself through my thoughts and my choices of emotions. But I'm the one that gets to be in charge. And so I like that for you. There is this beautiful empowerment that's coming through it. So I like it. All right. That's what they have for you, Abasek. Michelle Lizio, you are up next. Many blessings to you, Abasek. Sorry. And good morning to you, Michelle. And you would like to know, yeah, all is very well. I am living the dream and loving the moment. What more is there, right? And you'd like to get cards on the weekend ahead. All right. So it seems like a kind of a slow moving weekend here. You've got the Knight of Pentacles, which is the slowest knight out of them all, but they're on this search as well. And things go slow because they're really reviewing their worth in relationship to the outside world. And the Nine of Swords is our thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets. And the Nine of Swords is a great card. Nines are the hermit's journey. So when you're having the slow moving weekend where you're focusing on your inner worth, the nine is a perfect card to go with that because it means you're reflecting inward on your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. This is known as the insomnia card, the nightmare card. So you might have a lot on your mind where you're having trouble going to sleep or you dream about it, or as soon as you wake up, you're thinking of something. But this is you cutting away these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets that no longer serve you, these that were restrictive and these that are demanding so much of your mental attention, trying to live up to everyone else's expectations. You're almost to the point of exhaustion with this because the 10 of swords is like when someone's laying on the ground with 10 swords stuck in their back and they're not dead. They're just like, stick a sword in me. I'm done. I'm just tired of trying to live up to everyone's expectations. So I feel like this weekend is kind of like a point of that where you have some alone time on purpose for a purpose to really look and go, yeah, who am I trying to please and why? And do they even care? Do I even care? And what do I want to invest my energy in? And so you really have this reflection of how you're relating your worth to the outside world and the difference between self-worth, which you find inward and upward from your capital S self, or retail price, which is when we're looking to the outside world for what we feel we are worth to them. Completely different. Unstable, completely stable. This is eternal and unconditional love we find. That's fickle, conditional, ever-changing, unstable worth out there. So I feel like this is a weekend of like a boom, like a light bulb goes off in at least one area of your life where you're just like, why am I even trying to live up to this? That's not even what I want. Why do I care about it? What am I fearing about it? And so there is some beautiful release that comes through that. So I like that kind of weekend, right? Just kind of feels laid back and some time to reflect and vegetate and think about things. And you throw on a Netflix movie and you're like, wow, it brings something to you, a message through the movie or whatever, and you're just like, wow, I like it. So that's what they have for you, Michelle. Many, many blessings to you. And great courts, you'll be the next free reading coming up, but I do have a donation. Thank you so much, H, for your donation. And you want to ask, what is the current energy for you in regards to love and what's happening? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. All right. So got those. What else? Current energy for love and what do they want you to know? Like what's coming your way? That one and that one. All right. I see. I see. All right. All right. All right. Well, obviously, you got the Lover's card coming in here. So, and here's energy regarding that. You have the Page of Wands, which is wands is our drive, our ambition, our passion, our inspiration, overall energy. And the Lover's card, of course, is about one of the things that is committed relationship. So this definitely is saying there is this passion that's just bubbling up within you that wants to be expressed, that wants to feel, that wants to um like I said, be expressed. It wants the chance to live, live, live. So I feel like it's almost like a volcano that's just I'm having earthquake tremors. I want to be able to express love and feel love is what I feel is happening, because you also got the Six of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Now the Queen of Cups, she rules over emotion, and all the queens are given a second portion of water or emotion. So she is very much able to dive deep into their emotions, trust, very like psychically connected and connected to their intuition, their gut, and the spirit world too, a lot like the High Priestess in the major arcana. But it's interesting that you have the Six of Cups here, because the Six of Cups talks about your past and someone from the past coming back. Now, if there's an ex that you're like, no, don't let it be them. Don't worry, you get to choose. But there's this presence of your from your past that does come back, that does make themselves known. And in regards to that situation, they are like, trust your gut, trust your intuition. Also, if you come across someone who you feel like you've known before, this can also represent like a past life presence that's coming back into your life too. That it would be someone like you, and this could be someone you've already met before too in this lifetime, where you're just like, you know what, I met him and I felt like I knew him like it was an old friend that I met, again. That's the kind of feel I feel is coming forward in here. Okay, very good. So I feel like that is kind of what is um, kind of happening, the energy that's unfolding. You do have the chariot, which again, is a very fiery type of energy because it is movement forward, it is victory. But there's this power of choice that comes in here too. Because the chariot does tell us that regardless of what comes in, hot and cold, yeah, regardless of what comes in, we get to choose what story we put to it. Is it going to be of unconditional love or fear of losing conditional love? The emotion I'm going to choose to feel, is it going to be of unconditional love or fear? And what energy am I focusing on? One of the things that they're talking about here, though, is the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is my codependency awareness card. And what that means is that, and this can be the Six of Cups also reflecting, because when we were younger, usually 7 years old and under is when our emotional body is being created, uh, of this human character that we're living. And because of whatever relationships we felt we had to give a lot to get very little back. So this rate of exchange of love when we were younger, very out of balance, right? I have to give 1,000 love coins to get one love coin back. And we're children, we don't know any better. Our parents are busy, or our grandparents, or friends or siblings, whoever it was that we felt we had to go to extremes for to get very little back. Well, that rate of exchange saved and dropped down into our subconscious and then impacted our school. you know Maybe we felt we had to overachieve in school or overachieve at work, give in our relationships and not allow people to give back. And that does impact our relationships, because if we're an overgiver, and we don't allow people to give to us, we will give until we're exhausted, and we will give until we are resentful. And the other person that we're not allowing to give to us wants to give, and if we won't allow them to give to us because we can't handle this rate of exchange, like, you can give me one because I only have 1,000 to give you, but if you give me 10, I don't have 10,000 to give you. So we limit what we feel we can accept from people. This is all subconscious, a lot of it, right? We just know, like, no, 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 don't give me that. I don't deserve it. Um, but there's this, our actions and our energy push people away, and then they give that energy to other people, or like they become a workaholic and invest all their energy in working or working out or with their friends or a hobby or affairs. And then that's what happens because we push away that. But when we look back and we understand, we bring that subconscious stuff to the conscious, going, "Who was it? Oh, it was my parents." I remember when, I was going through counseling, and that was a simple question. I was like, because I was a perfectionist at work, like when they did quality and I missed one, I'd beat myself up and print it out and highlight it and punish myself and put it up on my bulletin board. So it was always there reminding me, you messed up. Don't do it again. And actually, at a counseling session a day, I got a quality where I missed one. And I go, what is this? Why do I have this perfectionism? Why is it all or nothing? For me, or hot and cold, right? And she was very kind. She just goes, "Well, tell me about your." I know it sounds cliche, but tell me about your relationship with your parents. And I go, "Well, I had to do extreme things, or I didn't get attention." It was like all or nothing, and I just kind of went off as my whole life played before me of how that black and white all or nothing played out in everything in my life. She's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, just give me a minute." My mind's reshuffling everything in my life, showing me all this. And so I feel like if you can look at that, if you can dive into your unconscious, subconscious a little bit, just look at that and go, who was it that I did those things? It actually brings it up, and a little edit button appears in this, out of balance, giving and receiving. And then you can just delete those zeros and make it 1 to 1 instead of 1 to 1,000. Save that, and it goes back down in, and you can see that things happen, things change. You allow yourself to receive. You don't feel you have to overgive. Your energy and your actions just start to allow you to feel worthy to receive. And then the mirror that we're seeing in the hot and coldness of the outside world, we realize, oh, the hot and coldness was happening inside me, and I didn't even realize it because it was all below the surface. And then, amazingly enough, you start seeing things differently in the mirrors of the outside world because you have changed. And then that outside world changes too. So that is what they have for you. I know we went really deep on there, but that's what spirit has for you, H. And hopefully that resonated. And again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. And many blessings to you. Enjoy the adventure. All right. So we will continue back for the free readings. And we did leave off with the great quartz. So let me just take another quick sip here. So your cat, Billa, and dog Lucy passed last year. Oh. Oh. You are very welcome, Great Quartz. Lots of love to you as well. So this one was from your dog. I'm sorry, your cat. And then your dog Lucy. What do they have to tell you? Let's see what we have here. It's funny because animals have souls like we have experienced lifetimes as animals and trees and plants and minerals even and uh, cloud particles. We can experience existences in so many different ways. So a cat is, a soul like us, a higher being that experienced it, a limited type of experience, because like when you're a rock, you really can't do much but just experience and feel, the presence. And a tree can't climb and move. It just has to be still and experience life and the weathering of things and all of that. And the cat, they have more, animals have more mobility, but they have animal instincts that are they can't control a lot of things. Now, sometimes you can really go, "Oh my god, these animals did some things." Well, that's because a little more of the spirit pushed into them to have them do something, but majority of it, they are moving off of instinct. So, the cat, Billa, the higher self, is bringing in a message around hissing and fighting, cat fighting. And so they're like, realize that, cat fighting is something more of an animal than it is of your higher truer self. And realizing when you feel you have to defend, um, that that means you're in fight or flight mode. And so when you go into they're basically saying, be awareness of your cattiness and your hissing. And when you realize when you're hissing and feel like you want to attack or run away or attack and run away, that you're no longer in your human higher self, but you're channeling me. So I like that. They're just like, just realize, when that happens, that's what's going on. So they're being humorous about it and allowing you to see a different perspective of when that defensiveness starts to come up. You're just like, oh, I'm hissing right now. And they're trying to bring you a little levity around that. And then your dog, Lucy, you have the Knight of Wands, which is the pursuit of power or get the stick. Here, go fetch, go fetch. I love it. So, but this is all about your power. I feel like the Knight of Wands, like when she was in her, very hyper, is what I feel, with the Knight of Wands, because it's the fastest moving knight out of them all. I feel like when they weren't sick, that they were just like, oh my God, if I could just bottle their energy, I would love that, right? And so, but they're uh, teaching you here that, you also can go fetch a stick, which the Knight of Wands, this is stepping into your power. And so they're like allowing you to know whatever you focus on is what grows and expands, and you're pursuing to get this back. But they're all talking about fetch, fetch. Now you go fetch. And again, this is their higher self. Both of them being very humorous, being very, of course, loving. And they're around you. As soon as they left their body, um, they also went around, they were present around you, not as an animal, though, as their higher self. And they're by you, guiding you, inspiring you, giving you love, giving you guidance. But they are not these inferior, smaller beings anymore, as we call them. They are, these powerful spirit beings that are around you. And so, Cat Bella, be aware of your hissiness and your cat fighting. Lucy, go fetch your power back. Whatever you focus on is what grows and expands. Like attracts like. So they're like, go get it. Go get your magic wand. Go get your magic wand. Get it. So that is hilarious. But that's what they have for you, great courts. I never had beings come through quite like that, but they are a hoot. Mutt and Jeff. So yeah, or Mutt and Cat. But that's what they have for you. So many blessings for you, great courts. All right. All right. So we'll continue moving down the free list here. We got Lovely Lovey. Hello. You like a general reading on your sister Charmaine. So what does Spirit want you to know about your sister Charmaine? Wow, so seems like she's going through quite a transition here with the death and the rebirth that's coming in. Page of Swords, of course, is also newness. So, I mean, there definitely is this new way of looking at things. The Page of Swords, this Ace of Swords allows us to connect to truths that are higher than our human fears that we're taught, all the opinions of supposed to be and should be and need to be, have to be and must be, blah, 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 right? All this opinion we're given growing up. It allows us to see things from this higher perspective and cut away the old ways of thinking and being and acting. And I feel like she is going through this rebirth here. And you might be getting some communication from her around this too, because the swords is communication. And of course, pages are newness. It's the new, the youngest out of the royalty. So there is this freshness of it. So I feel like this is fairly new that's happening. um and if she happened, I don't, it's like she's being rehabilitated in a way, which I'm not sure if she's actually going through a rehab, but there's this uh, new perspectives, this new guidance, and this, it's like a phoenix rising from the ashes. So I really, um that's what they have. I was like, anything else? And it's like the printer ran out of paper, or there was nothing else. I'm like, what else is in the buffer? And they were like, nope, that's it. That's it for now. Very abrupt. So, but that's what they have for you right now, for regarding your sister. So much love to you and many blessings to you, Lovey. All right. So continue moving down the list here. Let me just make sure here. Okay. And so Trench, baby. You are up next. Will there be a reconciliation between you and R the Libra? All right. Let's take a look here. See what Spirit has for you. All right. So, what we have here, we have the Wheel of Fortune first. And the Wheel of Fortune is normally the number 10, which is an ending and a new beginning. Things are about to switch here in your life, which even your human side feels like it's for you because it's the wheel of the tune of for you. That's what I call it. The wheel of fortune, the wheel of fortune. Everything in our life does happen for us. Life doesn't happen to us, it's always happening for us. But sometimes our human side goes, I'm having a hard time seeing how this is for me. And eventually, either later in our life or when we're back on the other side, we go, oh, I see why now. But this tells you that even your human side believes it's fortunate for you, the change that's about to unfold, the spinning forward of the wheel. Reconciliation, I don't see that. I don't see moving backwards. It's moving forward. Um, because the King of Wands, I feel like um, their personality, even though they're in a Libra, I feel very fiery, like they're more of a forest fire where they don't look backwards. A fire can only move forward because they've consumed what they can consume behind them. There's no fuel for the fire to go backwards. It can't go over freshly burned ground. It has to go forward. And I feel like that is what is happening here is that it has to go forward. But you've learned what you've needed to learn with your interaction with them. And now, with the next turning of the Wheel of Fortune, it's going to be bringing you in an area that's more in alignment with where your higher self wants you to go. Um, so, kind of feel like they are also saying with that King of Wands, just you get to step into your power, you get to move forward as well, knowing that what is coming for you is so much more in alignment than what you've had. So I know it's hard sometimes to go, well, but I like that forest fire. It was warm. It's like, yeah, but you can also have a fire pit, which is not as consuming and it can still warm you. And it lasts a lot longer. A fire just burns and then it's gone. But a nice little fire pit can have you warmth and you just keep putting wood on it. It keeps it going for a long period of time. And I feel like that is what they have for you right now. So I don't see a reconciliation, but I see you actually with where you head and who you meet and what you end up with in your life that you're like, I'm okay with that. Because again, your human side feels that it's fortunate. It's kind of like that country song about thanking God for unanswered prayers. You realize later going, oh, that could be me. I'm so glad that's not me. So many blessings to you and hang in there. All right. Hey, Rhonda. Hello, my Rhonda. All right. Let's take a look here. So, you want to know what you are not aware of that you should be aware of. All right. Let's take a look here. So, what else does Spirit would like you to be aware of? That's for your highest experience here. Two major arcana. Imagine that. So you do have the suspended, is what they call it here, which is the hanged man, right? Which you're in the cocoon, you're hanging upside down, you're transforming that caterpillar, transforming into the beautiful butterfly. You're letting things go. You are, I feel like you are uh, becoming that caterpillar soup where your life is transforming, right? You're letting go of things. Things are dissolving on purpose for a purpose because it needs to in order to create the wings to fly and flutter and go places you'll never have gone before. It does take things. The caterpillar outer shell has to disintegrate to form, this beautiful, beautiful butterfly, right? So this is, they're letting you know, I mean, that you are transformed, but it's a reminder that it's happening on purpose for a purpose and that there are things that are required to be let go of. in order for you to, head in that direction. And I love the strength card here. Even it's like the crow is transforming and coming out of the dragon, right? This is like the transformation. And this is the strength card is the huge message that there are two of you that are living this human experience within you, your human side and your which is the character you're playing, and the actor behind the character, this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being that's made of unconditional love. That's who you really are. And you're playing this part. A piece of you is playing this part as this character. But when it's usually a lion and a maiden, the lion, is taught to go out and look out into the outside world for that which is supposed to fill it up. It's told to go look into relationships, education and job and social status and blah, blah, blah. And then things, your body, your bank accounts, your possessions. All those things are going to fill up your belly, lion. And so the lion goes out there and it eats and drinks of all that stuff. And it goes, why am I more hungry than I was? Why am I more thirsty than I was? Because it's not connected to its higher self, not aware of what it is yet. It feels like it's in this life alone. And so it's going throughout its life trying to find that fulfillment, and it's not finding it. So it becomes hangry. It's hungry, angry, and it's roaring in the jungle. And our higher self knows, of course, always communicating and aware of our human self, even though we're veiled from it. And it knows the exact time to go, here I am. You're so much more. And we're like, who are you? And it doesn't come down to kill off our human side, or to cage our human side, or to manipulate it and train it, because it knows what our lion is hungering for is not what it's going to find out there, but that it's hungering for the unconditional love of back home from where it came. And it's very convenient that our higher self is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. So it can give us the love that we're searching for. And that's that bond that comes together, the transformation that comes. We transform from being this caterpillar to being this being that can fly. And we're then able to walk hand in hand with our higher self in a whole completely different way. They're not like Superman. They come down and rescue us and then fly away, leaving us here. No, now that our human is aware of our higher self, we walk together in a whole different way, experiencing life completely different than we have ever been able to before. And we get to know and remember who we really are as we walk together. So that's what they want you to know right now, Rhonda. You're going through this beautiful transformation, but the caterpillar does have to disintegrate some in order to join together with this beautiful being that flies. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings, Rhonda, and much love to you, of course. All right. So continue moving down the list. Let's see, we are here. Hey, Morg in the void. I am well. I hope you are well as well. Lizea, hello, hello. All right, Morgan the void. There is your question here. So you don't want to know, what action should you take to find the most long-term happiness? Absolutely. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you here. So we've got the 8 of Swords is becoming aware of our own thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets that keep us blinded and bound and trapped from experiencing happiness, right? All these rules around, I can be happy when, you know, we get this long list. We're all given these opinions growing up, like, all right, once you have graduated and you have this education and this job and have this person and these children and this home and these cars and you look this way and you're doing this and then you can be happy. What? But that's kind of what this life kind of hands us, right? But we can choose to be happy for no reason at all, and then no one can take it from us. And this is like this discovery of all the rules that were created around happiness that are small t truths, their opinion that were given popular opinion that we were given when we were young, right? And so we discover and we look at what do I feel needs to happen in order for me to be happy? We write all that list out and we start taking it one by one, going, is that really true? No, it's not. I don't need that to be happy. I can be happy right now just by choice. And no one can do that. That's our power, right? Every moment we get to choose what story I put to any situation, what emotion I feel as I go through it, and what energy I focus and grow. So I can totally choose. It'll kind of maybe be boring for the rest of my life that no matter what happens, I'm going to choose to be happy. I'm going to feel and believe that it's a happy story, and I'm going to focus on my energy on happiness. Yay! You know, we come down here to experience more emotions than that, but we can choose that. We could. So discovering that and releasing ourselves and cutting away from that is a big piece of how we find long-term happiness. And the Six of Pentacles also is like our codependency awareness card, which I talk about a lot. And one of the things that we realize too is that there's a lot of beliefs that are bouncing around in our subconscious that limit happiness because of these beliefs that we have. And so some of those swords, some of those emotions, repressed emotions, they're all down here. And one of them, the Six of Pentacles tells us, is our feeling like we have to overgive in order to receive a little back, or that we're not deserving of happiness and abundance. But it all goes down to childhood. Our emotional body was created like 7 years old and younger, and there's so much of that that's just bubbling underneath here that it's just ripples of things from back then. And so, like we talked about here quite a bit, is who was it that you felt you had to overgive to get a very little back from? And when we look at those things and realize, oh, it was my parents. They were busy living their life, trying to raise children and make sure we had food and living their dream and whatever. And so to get their attention, I had to do extreme things. So I had to do big things to get a little bit back. And that is what my child self just put down, that rate of exchange of love into the subconscious. And then that impacted school. I had to overachieve work. I had to overachieve relationships. I had to overgive. Not allowing people to give to me. I don't deserve it. But when you realize that and you bring stuff from the subconscious, these beliefs and these rules, and once you become conscious of them, you can edit them and make it one to one. I am worthy of receiving, and then you have more happiness. So these are some of the things that spirit has you look at, but we do have that power to choose. We've talked about that quite a bit in these sessions today. So if you have some time, or even while you sleep, just put on this video and listen to it from the beginning, because we talk about different things throughout it too. So that is what they have for you. Morgan the Void, many, many blessings to you. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here. Yeah, H, you can definitely ask more questions. I'm only going to be on for about 10 more minutes. I don't think I'm going to get down there, though, in this session. And I'll talk more about other options here in just a moment, too. So, Lazea Sincere, you want to know where does spirit see your finances uh, in 1 year? All right, let's take a look here and see what they have here. All right. Well, It seems like we have the suspended card here, which is the Hanged Man, which is like your finances are transforming over this next year, and it kind of might feel like they're moving kind of slow, like they're not growing as fast as you might want them to. But it's because during this process, you are going through this transformation of your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets around finances. The Queen of Swords, she rules over air, but she also gets water. So it's the balancing of the heart and the mind. It's seeing things from a higher perspective, seeing things from a emotional perspective, rather than just uh, like my finances are supposed to be this, but the heart goes, is it really worth it for me to do all that stuff to get the finances I think I need? What really means the world to me? What does abundance really mean to me? And questioning that, because that's what it is. We have all these mindsets that we're given, and it's like, no, that's not really what I want. It's what I've told I'm supposed to want. So there's this transformation that really happens over this time. Um, and um, kind of this, I feel like because of that, you also transform some things in your life. Like what felt urgent before, you realize was not important, and you don't invest energy in it. You're really fine tuning what it is you want, and you're cutting out things that don't support that. So I feel like you are really going through a transformation regarding finances, but the core of it has to do with emotions and what you feel abundance means. You're balancing your heart with your mind, and you're coming to some new conclusions around things. So I like that for you. So that is what they have for you, Lizea, right now. So many, many blessings for you. All right. Hey, Rhonda. I was just reading that there. All right. So the new Rhonda, you got a computer and you have a new account. Yay. So you can start your idea. Oh, okay. Very good. Well, thanks for letting us know. I'm glad I get to be among there. And thank you so much, Rhonda. I'm so glad to have you here with us as well. All right. So, Jaded Kate. Oh, okay. So you were answering those. Thank you. Again, thank you for answering the questions there. Let me just catch up here. All right. Here we go. So Navroop Kaur 67. You want to know Saket's current feelings for you. All right. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you here. All right. Wow. So I don't really see a lot of feeling, but a lot of thought. Swords are thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets. And you got two swords here. And they got the Page of Swords and you got the Knight of Swords. So this is movement of thought and belief and mindset and expectation. And the Page of Swords is new thought, new belief. And so I feel like there's this changing of how they're perceiving you, how they're looking at you. But I feel like they're more of a thinker than a feeler right now. Maybe just in their life in general, that they just more act upon the head, and the heart is like caged. And yeah, because they're showing me like a dog who's kept in a kennel when company comes over, because it likes to hump people's legs. I don't know why they're showing you that, but they punish their heart because it's embarrassed them in the past. Is kind of the message. And so they keep their heart very contained around people. They don't allow it to run free because it's caused them, like I said, a lot of embarrassment, a lot of uh, just pain in the past. But I feel like they are changing their mindset, and it feels, I don't know, it's so it doesn't feel like, wow, it's changing this really positive thing or, oh, it's changing to a negative thing. They're just adapting and changing their mindsets and expectations around things. So I feel like it's like in some ways they're changing some preconceived ideas, and other ways they're like, I don't know. And they're just trying to figure things out in their head here. So yeah, and I see your comment about you're waiting for so long. And I know um, free readings, I do take a long time to get down to. If you ever you want it prioritized, a donation does get you prioritized, so there is always that. But that's what they have for you right now. So many, many blessings for you. All right. Let me just continue looking down here. All right. So, Sloka Sancher, I probably murdered that. My apologies. You want to know S's feelings for you. So let's take a look here. What are S's feelings for you? All right. I want that right there. It's being stubborn. Right there. There we go. What a combo. Because you have the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Wands represents like passion, movement, desire, a lot of it. But they also, excuse me, have the Knight of Pentacles, which is slow movement, methodical, looking at their own worth and relationship to things. So it's like they have all this passion that they want to express, but they're very slow in expressing those things because a lot of it has to do with their self worth and how they look at themselves in relationship to things. But but I don't. It's not cups. It's not like I love you and I want to be with the rest of your life. It's like, hey, I'm attracted to you. You excite me. I'm have this fire that burns inside of me for you. Which isn't bad. We like that. We want people to be attracted to us, but not overly where I'm like, but I want you to like want this relationship with me. Sometimes we're like, yeah, that's fine. That's all I want from you, you know. So it depends on us too, right? But I feel like that's what's going on right now here is this, this fire, and it's taking them time to really act on it or express it, you know, as well. So that what is what I have for you right now, Sloka. So many blessings to you. All right. Oh, okay. Hey, Rhonda. Okay, so this is your new, your new um, uh, user ID. I love it. Love kind. All right, very good. And let me just take a look here. All right, Amira Matos. Hello, hello. All right, there we go. Just catching up, reading down the list here. And you want to know what messages are coming through for the connection between you and Henry. So let's take a look here, Amira, and see what Spirit has for you here. So you have the star card here, excuse me, which is like a wish fulfillment card. You have the Page of Cups here, which is about new love. And you have the Strength card here, which is about inner love. And the Page of Cups is also about, this chalice, this holy grail is the love that you find within you. So the message that's coming through here with the connection between you and Henry is, it may feel like it's a wish fulfillment, but this little star up here is your higher self too. And with two cards here, if I can do this, there we go. With this is your human self and your higher self, and the Page of Cups about connecting to this higher love up above, the combination of all these three tells me that, there is this waiting period. I feel like things are moving very, very slow with Henry, but it's because your higher self is pulling you. It's like pulling you back to within yourself to really focus on what is your true dream come true, and spending time not in the mind of all the stuff that you've been told you're supposed to want, you're supposed to be, but that there's this really big transformation here, stepping into your power, stepping into who you are, because it brings you clarity. Because I feel like you've, you know, out of love and out of fear, tried to live up to what people want you to be and who you think they want you to be. But there's this big transformation that's really coming into this uh, time in your life for you to uh, step away and really understand who you want to be. What do you want in life, outside of fear? And I feel like it is a huge awareness that changes things. And this with Henry, it's on pause. It feels like it's gone into very slow mo, like picture, not picture, frame by frame, like the movie of your life is moving very slow, but it's happening on purpose because they want you to be able to really see the love that you have inside of you, for that. So I feel like that is what is going on right now, Mira, for this situation. So that is what they have, and many, many blessings to you. All right. You guys are very welcome. Sunny. You want to know, is Russia going to use a nuclear bomb on the USA, Ukraine, Europe, to kick in? Uh, it's a question we can ask here. I doubt it though. Excuse me. Yeah. So you've got the devil card and the 10 of swords. All this is about expectations, thoughts, beliefs, fears, coming in here. So there's all this fear here, but they have the Knight of Pentacles. Life is unfolding in its own little special way. Life is unfolding. Life moves very slowly. So all these fears that come up here, it's it actually, with the 10 of swords, it's showing that all the stuff that happens in the world, it teaches us, it brings things to us. And I love though the devil card is like a villain, right? And we have these people, these souls that were, I will be the villain in our story to have us reflect on things, right? So like the fears of nuclear war happening, it happens, right? It's happened so much in our lives, the fear of destruction, um asteroids destroying the earth, the sun exploding. There's all these kind of fears that will come up in these parts that people play for us to bring them to our face so we can face our fear. What do we truly fear? I live in Colorado Springs, Colorado, which is known as one of the, because that's where our tracking is, and NORAD and all that. So it's like we are on the map to be bombed first. And I'm like, yeah, I want it to happen right on top of me so that I'm gone. I don't want to survive. I've had a good life. I'm ready to go. Life doesn't end, life is eternal, but it makes us face our fear of losing our lives. And what do we feel? Is it a painful death? Um, what do we fear it means? And so a lot of the stuff that happens when we get news and there's panic, or everywhere, is we can question. It's a mirror for us. Everything outside of us is a mirror for us. So If it's meant to be, it's going to be. Life is not an out of control drama train that's going to about to, leap off the tracks and explode in a gorge. We are very much in the hands of a very specific and fated experience. So if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's not, it's not. We can trust that life is unfolding for us. So that's what they have for you, Sonny, if you were serious. But that's what Spirit's bringing through. So that is what they have. All right. Very good. And I am a little past my 2 hours here, and I still see there's more questions coming in, and um, I know I wish I could stay on to complete everybody's questions, but that is going to be my last free one for this session. If you do want me to complete your reading in this session, I didn't get to it yet. A donation of any kind, I will complete it during this session. And but before everyone heads out, I do want to make sure you're aware. I do have a giveaway that I have every week. At least I started doing it every week, and the next one is on Monday. So here's the link to that video on how you sign up for it, and it's about commenting on that video. So if you're interested in getting, I am offering a drawing for a 45-minute personal recorded reading. So if you're interested, check that out. If you're not able to make a donation during this session and you need answers right away, I do have a ton of free content. So if you click on my name, the bruddaZEN Mystic Tarot, it will take you over to my main page. And I have pick a card of a ton of subjects, monthly readings, like I have February's, and then March's just came out this morning. So you can check those out as well. I also am on 2 times every day on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I will be back in about less than 6 hours. I do put out a notification an hour before that. Uh, and so you can jump in line as soon as that notification comes out and put your questions. Um, so if you are subscribing, make sure to go into your settings and that all is selected for notifications, because then you'll be notified when I put out the announcement for the next live session. I also offer personal readings at a reasonable price. I just added a $10 15-minute personal recorded reading option. All that information's in the description box of the video if you want to book a reading as well. I am here Wednesday through Sunday nights, 7 p.m. Mountain, and like I said, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Mountain. So I will be back on a few more times this weekend, and I think that's everything. Who knows? Maybe I'm leaving something out, but I wish I could get through everyone's readings, but the more I go, more people come in, and then I end up not being in balance, and I need to stay balanced per spirit. So appreciate you guys understanding so much, and I am always blown away by your thirst to hear from spirit and to search after spirit. So please know as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you guys again, you have a great day, a great night, wherever you're out in the world. And until I see you again, much love to you, and you guys take care. You have a good night.